Watching the original Top Gun, the movie puts you on the side of Tom Cruise's Maverick, who is in an antagonistic relationship with Val Kilmer's Iceman, as both pilots compete to be Top Gun. However, if you stop and think about it, Iceman was right. This is Exasperator Explains. Maverick, like his call sign implies, likes to do things his own way, fly by the seat of his pants, often going alone and breaking protocol. You can tell how much others around him are tired of this, particularly in a military environment, in the opening of the film.
Great. Maverick and Goose.
Even his heroic actions at the start to help fellow pilot Cougar, who was having a tough time landing his plane, are overshadowed by his mistakes.
You lost your qualifications as section leader 3 times. Put in hack twice by me. With a history of high-speed passes over 5 air-controlled towers and 1 admiral's daughter.
After entering the Top Gun program, Iceman is introduced as a rival and someone who is extremely arrogant, as someone standing in the way of our protagonist, even though Maverick is just as arrogant about being the best. Over the course of the film, they have several confrontations about Maverick's behavior, but let's think about them in context. After learning details about Maverick's encounter with the MiG at the opening of the film, Iceman wanted to know where Cougar was during that time, as they had gone through flight school together and were friends.
Cougar was doing just fine. But he wasn't.
Maverick, get down here and get this asshole off me.
In a mock battle, Maverick violates the rules of engagement in order to win, which some would call cheating? And those rules were not arbitrary handicaps, even though that would still be perfectly justified in a training environment in order to teach a lesson, but no. The rules were put in place for pilot safety. Following his cheap victory, Maverick buzzes a control tower even though they are told not to as the airspace is full, and ignoring the wishes of Goose. It's meant as a lighthearted victory lap and played for comedic effect, which contrasts to Iceman's immediate response after this, which seems over the top in comparison.
That's because every time you go up in the air, you're unsafe. I don't like you because you're dangerous.
That's right.
Maverick, still not realizing that actions have consequences, takes this as a compliment. This may seem like it's someone raining on our hero's parade out of jealousy, but Iceman is perfectly justified in his criticism. And it's not just an attack to attack someone. He is concerned that someone who is unsafe out there would put him and other pilots at risk in a combat situation. This same criticism is echoed by his commanders immediately after this.
Top Gun rules of engagement exist for your safety and for that of your team. They are not flexible, nor am I.
Even though he has demonstrated his skills as a pilot, his behavior leaves others uncertain if they would want to fly with him in actual combat.
You had to go into battle. Would you want him with you?
I don't know. Just don't know.
Which is further demonstrated in the next flight scene. Maverick leaves his wingman despite his protests to try and score a victory over Viper, hanging him out to dry and getting him killed in the scenario.
Stay with Hollywood, Mav. We're his cover. Don't you leave me, Maverick.
Once again, who do we have trying to give advice by criticizing his efforts and pointing out his flaws? It's Iceman.
You're dangerous and foolish. You may not like the guys flying with you. They may not like you. Whose side are you on?
Even Maverick knows he is at fault here and that he has made a mistake, vowing never to do it again. In the next mock battle, he is flying with Iceman and wanting to get in to take the shot. Eventually, Iceman concedes, but Maverick is caught in the jet wash, and there is a fatal bird strike. Guess not all geese are meant to fly. The movie does indicate that Goose's death was not Maverick's fault, officially. However, Maverick himself has some doubts.
I think maybe it was my fault.
And it is hard to say for sure. If he had been more patient and not crowding Iceman like a tailgating driver, would Goose still be alive? The movie has no clear answer. Goose's death leaves Maverick a wreck, having lost his killer instinct and veering too far in the other direction, into caution.
It's not good. It doesn't look good.
What do you mean it doesn't look good?
He quits, turning in his wings, but eventually does return to the graduation only to be immediately sent out to combat. When Maverick is named as the pilot backing him up, Iceman rightly voices some concerns with the decision, given what he saw the last time Maverick was flying.
But with regard to Maverick, is he the best pilot?
I know it's on your mind, Kazansky. Just get on it.
And again, Iceman was right. Maverick initially is too cautious and disengages from combat. He does recover and help out in a dramatic finish, but the situation he arrived in would not have been as dire if he had not disengaged in the middle of it. And what does Maverick do during this climactic battle? Take to heart the teachings he learned at the Top Gun program and following the advice that Iceman had given him.
I'm not leaving my wingman.
Maverick was a flawed character and does grow throughout the movie. And that's not even going into the fact that he followed a woman into the restroom or rode away on a motorcycle when receiving criticism like a child having a tantrum. I am not saying that would have been a better movie if it followed Iceman, as he stayed the same throughout. I just think that the movie frames Iceman as some kind of bad guy, but in reality, he was steady on the stick with ice in his veins, and most importantly, he was right about Maverick's need to change.
You can be my wingman anytime.
Anyways, let me know what you think. Are you still Team Maverick, or does you think maybe Iceman gets short shrift in the movie? Comment below. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content. Thanks for watching. Bye.